Hey, what's up, everybody? Alvin Hope Johnson here with another moment in the life of a dreamer. Hanging out with my buddy Chris Fisher today, y'all, man. Chris, man, thank you for stopping by, man.
I appreciate the invite. I feel famous, man. I'm next to Alvin Hope Johnson,
Oh,
man. I'm good. I'm good, man.
Man, this is a Dream on Dreamer podcast, right?
Yeah.
And, man, I met you through one of my good friends, David, and he told me he told me a lot about you from a business perspective first. Mm-hmm. And so I'd love to spend a few minutes, man. Let's get to know each other a little better personally.
Yeah, love to.
Where you from?
Well,
tell us. Just talk to the folks, man.
Man, so grew up in the Dallas Pleasant Grove area.
PG.
PG, right?
Okay.
So
Pop trunks.
All that, man. But the family, my mother and that side of the family is all New Orleans. So I almost grew up like a Louisiana Texan, ate like a Louisiana, but here in Texas, type thing. But grew up here in the Dallas, didn't think I was going to come back after school, but I did somehow, some way,
So you grew up here in Pleasant Grove, mm-hmm. and brothers, sisters, you got siblings?
Man, so I put it like this.
Yeah.
I'm my mama's only child.
Okay. I got you. So where'd you go off to school when you finished high school?
So I'm a proud graduate of Florida A&M University.
Oh,
so
okay.
You cut me, I bleed orange and green. So I went all the way out to Tallahassee, Florida.
Okay.
And went away over there to their business school. And then after I graduated from there, I graduated in 2009 with my MBA. And that was that time frame when, the hiring freeze was pretty hard at that time.
Yeah, especially with a finance degree.
Yes. So I got, I had the good sense to say, you know what, I got a network back at home, so let me go back home, and came back to Dallas there. So It was good from there.
So finance degree, Florida A&M. Mm-hmm. First of all, coming out of Pleasant Grove, going to Florida A&M, that's a big deal, right?
It is. So the interesting thing on my upbringing is I laid my head down in Pleasant Grove, but I ended up going to a private school in Richardson. And so I end up seeing two different environments just growing up at all times.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So my mom did that with me, and then plus she went to an HBCU. She went to Southern University, and so she would always keep me around HBCU.
So mom was educated.
Yes,
okay.
Mom's educated. And so, that the HBCU lifestyle wasn't a culture shock for me, mm-hmm. But it was something that I really wanted to do. But getting all the way out to FAMU, man, that was it was a great experience.
Oh, I'm sure it was coming from PG too.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So finance degree. So what are you using your finance degree to do today?
So today, it's interesting. Never thought I would be in this position, but my partners and myself, we actually have a firm that's in the private banking world as private investment bankers. And so
y'all look here, look what I got.
Another money guy, and so we represent a trust, so I didn't even know that people had fiduciaries over their trust and things that I didn't even know that like something like that existed until I got exposed to that nature and that world when you start networking and getting in front of a lot of different people in that high net worth range. So yeah. Wow.
So y'all represent a trust that you're fiduciary for, and
mm-hmm.
what do you guys use that for?
So we use it for a number of things. One, we lend out capital for projects overall. The other thing that we use it for is to acquire different assets inside of the portfolio that are useful resources that we can leverage, because on the back end we also grow money. Just so we've created an engine that's very similar to what your traditional bank would have, mm-hmm. except it's privatized. So yeah,
different type of vehicle,
right?
Moving money around,
right? Exactly, different type of vehicle moving money around. That's it.
So man, with coming out of PG, going to FAMU. Now you're the fiduciary over obviously a pretty sizable trust. You guys are loaning out hundreds of millions of dollars, right?
Right.
What's the dream?
So my dream is that at least 10 generations from now, I've done something today that affects them to know who I am at that time tomorrow. That's my dream. And what I mean by that is I want at least 10 generations, I want them to be able to know my name
That you've been here.
because I've been here, because of I've done something directly that affected them. That's what I want to do.
I hadn't never heard it like that. Yeah, I mean, that's deep.
Yeah, because
So-
I just think about it this way, right? So, for me, it's hard for me to trace my lineage all the way down, past a certain point,
Okay, yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so,
Surely not 10 generations
it's not
back.
10 generations
Yeah.
back, right? And you know that if I had left you something, or if I made a certain type of impact,
I know you.
you know who I am,
Yeah. If
And
my
that's-
great grandfather had done something.
positively too.
Yeah. Well, not saying that he didn't.
Right,
I don't
right.
know who he was, but if
Right.
he had done something that significant,
Right,
we know who he was.
exactly. And so that's my dream.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you're gonna make me check myself.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's deep, man. So using this vehicle that you and your partners have, sound like y'all are helping other people make their dreams come true.
Yeah, that's a major part of it, right? And for me, with that dream, it doesn't only have to be just from my, direct bloodline. Like it's about helping.
So you're
people
saying when you
generally.
loan me $1 billion,
That's right.
and I go out and build 20, 30, 40,000 units of
Right.
apartments that last 50, 60, 70 years.
That's right. That's right. Because now we did something with your lineage, and the more people that I can help, then the more people that you're going to help. Because I already, being around you just in a little bit of short time, I know what your heart is about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so by
We all
having
gotta
that,
win.
yeah, we all got to win.
Yeah.
The right type of spirit, the right type of mentality on how you want to sow. So if I'm sowing into good ground, there's going to be more fruits that's
That's
going to
gonna
bear out
come
of
back,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's going to come right on back.
Wow, man, that's so Chris, let's get off of the professional, and if you don't mind, talk about personal. You married?
Yeah. Yes, married, happily married.
Happily married.
Yes.
Kids?
Yes, we got 3 of them. Yes.
Boys, girls?
2 girls and a boy. My oldest daughter is 15.
Okay.
And so that's a
High
little
school.
nerve-wracking. Yeah, she's sophomore.
Okay.
She just celebrated her. They did homecoming not too long ago, but she's into arts and
Okay.
all that kind of stuff. And so my biggest thing with my family is that I have the ability to expose them to whatever they dream about, right? So for
No
instance,
limits.
no limits. I don't want them to have limits on where they want to go,
Right.
because I know how it feels to say, okay, I dream on going to go do this, but then automatically I start placing limits.
can't
I can't.
afford that.
I don't think I can afford that. Well, I want to take that out of the equation,
Right.
right? And it doesn't purely just have to be a money thing. Sometimes
Right.
we just, we automatically place limits because it's no problem. We start placing limits because we have not seen or been exposed to what it is.
That's correct.
That we want to do. So the biggest thing is like, okay, I want to get them exposed, and they don't have limits on their mind, so they can be the optimal person that they want to be at that point. And
Wow,
that's
that's-
it.
So exposure,
Mm-hmm.
proximity to some things that'll help open up their minds,
Right.
and taking all the limits off.
Right. Exactly.
One of the things we used to run this room on Clubhouse on Sunday nights, Dream on Dreamer Room, and one of the things that I would challenge all of the people that listen to was to put down 150 things that you want to see happen in your lifetime, where money is not the object. There's no so just if you could dream anything, 150 things that, again, money is not the issue, that you want to see happen in your lifetime through your direct connection. What would that be? And people go, "Oh, I want to travel to Africa," and no, we talking about 150 things.
Things. Yes.
Not so travel. Okay, that's one.
Right.
Not to Africa to London.
Yeah. No. Travel is one.
Most people could not come up with over 60.
Right.
Because when you get beyond, okay, Pook and them taken care of, mama taken care of, all the kids good, all the houses paid for, cars out the way, college education's done, now I got a business that's making $1 million a year. Those are all things that I want to see happen. By the time I get to 50, I haven't been exposed enough to dream big enough to get beyond that.
Exactly.
That's a serious challenge.
It's a huge challenge. Getting past that number is a
Right.
huge challenge.
And so those are the limits that you're taking off of your family by exposing them to things
Exactly.
and like you said, it's not money, it's not resources. Sometimes it's education. Sometimes
Right.
it's playing a freaking board game.
Right.
Or new people in
Right.
relationships.
Right.
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 Wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, man, tell us what else you want to talk to about. Tell the people. Tell me. Share with us. You know, that's special to you. That's going on with you.
Man, I mean, the special thing for me is just being in the moment to where I really feel like I'm in the on the path of actually living my dream. For the longest, I didn't know. I knew I had all kinds of different skill sets. I knew I was smart. I knew I could talk with a lot of different people. I knew that I was influential, but I didn't know how can I had something that I was trying to strive to get to, and I just couldn't figure it out. And the biggest thing for me was that I kept striving to figure out what was that something, and I finally got exposed to it. So for those that are in a space to where they're still trying to figure out what it is that they're trying to dream or where they're trying to go, they feel like they're heading towards something, they just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You just have to be very diligent about pushing towards figuring it out.
And if you can figure it out, so give us some context to that. So the figure out part is good. What do I want to be when I grow up? Okay,
Right.
I figured that out.
Right.
What happens after that?
Yeah. So what happens after that is once you figure it out, you start looking at, okay, you start taking inventory. What do I have right now today
That'll get me.
that's going to get me there? And I don't start thinking about from a deficit. I think of it from a surplus. Okay, I have these things. I know I could do this better than anybody else. Okay, and I'm going to start speaking things into existence. Okay, I don't have this now today, but I want to see this tomorrow. And it may sound cliche to some folks about speaking things into existence, but I can tell you I'm a witness on how many times that me and my partners, we have said something, and whether it's been a few weeks, a few months, or even a few years later, where that thing that we talked about we wanted to get in front of, we're there. It's right there. Even like specific deals that we're working on. Like literally, we have a deal that we're working on now where 2 or 3 years ago we were like, man, we want to get on that deal. Then all of a sudden, a couple months ago, now we're on that deal.
Wow.
But it took a lot of things to come before that to be prepared, so that when that deal came in front of us and those persons came in front of us, it became an easy flow and transaction. We knew so much about it before getting into the room because we've already been thinking about it and working on it and so many different experiences. Like it led me to that point. But speaking things into existence it's a powerful, powerful tool.
I'm sitting here smiling because, I've been telling my friends for about 5 years I was gonna meet this dude that's gonna give me $100 million, and they just okay, and yeah, that, yeah,
All right.
and they laughed. And I'm sitting next to the guy and his partners across the room that gave me $100 million term sheet today. Right. So we ain't there yet, but we can get there really quickly. But the thought process of saying this is going to happen because this is going to happen. Yeah, we've done a lot of things in the process for me to even be able to be in this room with y'all.
Right.
So
Right.
it's a process, but I love what you said to the audience, that if somebody's trying to figure it out, or are they trying to, well, I don't know what I want to be or what I want to do. Do I want to own real estate? Do I want to be a banker? You have to figure out where you want to go first before you jump in the car and start driving, right? So, man, that's a gold nugget right there.
Yeah, and the biggest thing for you is your story didn't just start from when you started the business 5 years ago. Like you've been doing this thing for a while, and so all of those things compound over time to where it's like, hey, you don't just wake up and automatically, have 100,000 followers. That like it just don't happen like that, right?
Yeah.
Like it comes over time. There's things that are not seen. There's some stripes that are earned. That you got the wisdom behind off of. See the gray. I see the gray. I wasn't gonna get too hard on it,
No, it's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, I mean, you
I've
earn
been
some
told
stripes.
it looks good.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I don't like it. But man, this is good, man. This I'm so excited. First of all, that we went up to Minnesota last month.
Yeah.
Took that journey. And that was really exciting, getting to know you. And then for me, here I am, this crazy dude that's been dreaming about having literally a manufacturing plant since 19 96 to build walls. And then I found this deal and went up there, and then I got to bring partners and lenders and you with me to share that dream, not only of here's a plant that we have access to, but now let's go over this other city and go look at what we're going to build with this product.
Right.
That was the biggest thing for me, to see a dream come to life. And it's in living color right now. I'm just not behind the steering wheel today.
Right.
So as we can keep manifesting, you're talking about it, praying about it, and putting in the work, we'll get to that place to where we'll look up in a couple of years and those things that we talked about and the things that we laughing about and all the clowning that my partners did with me will be in full effect.
Right. And hey, sometimes your partners they clown, they joke and all that kind of stuff. But that's only because your vision was made and tailored directly for you.
Right.
So just because they don't see it, that just means that prescription wasn't for them.
That's right.
That's all that means.
That's right.
So, and I know I'm talking to a seasoned brother that understands that, but there might be some folks out there that may not. They have people that are kind of doubting them or whatnot. That's fine. Doubt me. I believe in me.
So what I just heard you say, for all the people that got people in their ear poisoning them, talking down to them and telling them that they're going to be nothing or you're never going to make it or none of the shit you're doing is ever going to work. Believe in yourself first.
Believe in yourself first. Because if you don't believe in yourself, when you go out there to try to do these deals, they're not going to believe in you when they see you.
That's true.
I mean,
real facts.
I'm be very frank. Like me going out, getting in front of people saying, "Oh, I can do $100 million deal with you." I have to first believe that.
Right.
Right. Like before they can believe, can you really do that? Like, can I? Yeah, I know I can do it. If I don't carry myself with that type of confidence,
right.
It's
Nobody
never
else
gonna
believe it.
No, they're not gonna believe it.
Right.
So you have to. It doesn't. You don't become who you are just by saying, "Oh, I'm gonna arrive and get to that point." Like, you got to believe that you are that person now today.
Way before you get there.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I've heard it said that you gotta, if you can see it, you can achieve it, or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a little cliche.
If you see it, you can be it.
You can see it, you can be it.
You can be it.
Yeah. That's 100% true, because I tell people it's very hard to become something you've never seen before. Very hard.
If next to impossible.
Yeah.
Very few people have the ability to do that.
Very few have the ability to become. That's why some people don't talk about it a lot these days, is how many second generation professional athletes we see these days, right? That's because they've seen that path. They've seen somebody in their family. You got families that are playing, professional sports at these points.
Multiple
siblings, all that kind of
Right,
stuff, right?
right.
So it's because I could see it. It becomes a family thing because I've seen somebody achieve that on something that where 0.5% only makes it.
Right.
So
right. If that much.
If that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So got to be able to see it.
Man, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
What else we want to drop for them?
I don't know, man. You got all the nuggets, man. I got to get some from you, man, because I know you got it, man. So here's the thing I would like to know, based on your journey. You see how I just flipped this around on you?
Yeah, you see, you took a different position in the chair.
Yeah. No, so something that I would like to know for you being in this space that you've been in, how have you what have you developed inside of you that's allowed you to continue to push forward in spite of the doubts and naysayers, or even some failures that may have occurred that seems like, oh man, that's going to take me out, type of thing?
Man, that's a really good question. I'm gonna answer it in a couple of ways. The first way I'm gonna answer it is something that I heard rephrased and I picked up this past week, where commitment promotes creativity. I said a little bit earlier that if you've ever had your back against the wall and you figure, man, if I don't get out of this shit today, it's over. And you wake up tomorrow and it ain't over. You figured it out to get out of it because you were backed against the wall. So somewhere, somehow, because you were committed, then your creativity kicked in that produced a result that got you out of that situation. Okay? So having a problem that I couldn't figure out how to get out of a long time ago, when my son was 3 years old, caused me to try to kill myself. I put a 38 to my head. The gun didn't go off. Took a bottle of nitroglycerin pills, and I prayed when I woke up that before I laid down. I said, God, man, if you got a purpose for me, then please forgive me. And if you don't, please have mercy on my soul. I heard it's kind of hot down there, you know. So, and I'm laughing about it, but that was literally my prayer.
Right.
Well, I woke up 10 days later in intensive care and said, man, you can't even kill yourself. You're a loser. So from coming from a position of having, I couldn't quit. Couldn't quit. Then I feel like then I can't quit. So I got to keep going. It's not, oh, I see this shiny thing over there that just keeps me going. I already know I can't quit. So because I can't quit, then I have to keep going. I can tell you just 2 days ago, I needed a pile of money by today. Like, and I got to go send a wire because we got it. But 2 days ago, I was sitting in my chair, in my desk right over there at 3:30 and went, man, tired of this shit. Is it even worth it? Literally. And I went home. I told everybody I'm out of here early, man. I'm done. Tear in my eye, feeling defeated. Real talk. I mean, 2 days ago. And went home. And when I got home, a couple of phone calls. The phone don't quit ringing just because I'm at home.
Right.
Came to work. Didn't hardly sleep that night. Came to work the next day, and one of the ladies who asked me, you know, what's up? I said, man, this is probably one of the hardest journeys because I feel like I got everything on the line. And if we don't make it, she said, well, what'll make it better? I said, just write me a check for $200,000 right now. She said, okay. I said, no, you gotta mean it. She said, okay. I said, well, where'd that come from? She said, well, I don't know if you remember, but, you know, I've been saving our money, and you told me to put this money up back then, and you told me to put this money up back then. All the money I was stressing over, I already freaking had it and didn't even know it. And I was ready to quit. Well, I wasn't going to quit, but I felt like it because I didn't think it was worth it.
Right.
So I said all of that to say, you asked me, what keeps me going? I can't quit.
You can't quit.
And the prize is so big that I feel like that if I'm successful, not if,
When?
as we're successful putting 20,000 units of housing on the ground in the next 5 years, we're going to create thousands of jobs through this manufacturing plant. We're going to create hundreds of businesses from people that want to be contractors that go build our product that we can train to do. When we own this plant, we're going to give people jobs that have come out of the prison system that need training and new careers. So my life is worth living because of what's going to happen on the other side of this little trial or this little hill I'm on right now.
Because it's bigger than you.
It's way bigger than me. And so you talk about 10 generations. I hadn't thought about it like that, but when I look at those 20,000 units, I see thousands of people working. I see hundreds of companies being formed, and I see 20,000 plus families. That could be 100,000, or by the time those apartments are done, millions and millions and millions of people will have lived in those 20,000 units that we have done because I'm still alive.
Right.
So that's why I keep going.
Right, man. That's big because that helps me out because I know that as we continue to ascend, the challenges keep coming over and over and over again when you're trying to ascend to that next level.
Yeah.
And
new levels, new devils.
Man, and you get put on that test like, do you really, how bad do you want it?
Right.
I'm going to put you in this corner to see how bad you're going to fight.
That's right.
To see if you're going to go up there and go take it. You know, you it's like, okay, God, you said that this is what you're putting into my life. And I asked for this. And then he's like, okay, how bad do you want it? That's what it feels like, and I appreciate those words because I know, you know, heck, within the last 2 years of this journey of what we've been on, it's been a fight. You know,
Been many days where you're like,
Yeah.
man, is this even worth it?
is it worth it? And then I get up the
Like,
next day.
I will go get a job somewhere, but nobody won't hire me.
Exactly. It's like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden the next day, something like it's like the resource is just sitting right there, you know. But that creativity,
commitment and
yes,
creativity.
golly, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Creativity is promoted by commitment. So said the other way, commitment promotes creativity. Hats off to Grant Cardone. That's where I learned that from.
That's a big nugget. I appreciate
That
that.
is. That's good.
I appreciate that.
Well, Chris, man, I appreciate you hanging out today. We're going to have many more times to do this over
Yes,
the
sir.
next years.
Yes, sir.
Look forward to, I'm going to put January 30th on my calendar.
Yes, sir.
So, hey, man, y'all stay tuned. My good friend, Chris Fisher, y'all, give it up. Appreciate you, brother.
Oh man,
God
appreciate
bless.
it. Thank you for the invite.
Yes, sir. Dream on Dreamer, y'all. See you later.